Hello everybody, this is Julie and this is Two Non-Critics and a Cat. Welcome back to this week's episode. I'm here today with the great only company of my sister, as Federica has abandoned us for a prior booking engagement and absolutely left us to our own devices, which is great because I'm buzzing over 2 energy drinks and my sister is drinking a tea. You are clearly seeing how different we are. How are you, Marty?
I'm good. I'm just playing with my hair because
There's
a bit of my hair.
There is
like
an
a wig.
antenna coming out of your hair. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
It is absolutely hilarious to me, which I have to look at your face for the next 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it down.
I can see, but it's not working anyway. So I'm very sad that Federica's not today with us because I wanted to know how her anime binging was going and how many times I can actually press her into joining me to the dark side and watching Demon Slayer. Unfortunately, she has not given in. So maybe next week. We don't know. So today we are here in this beautiful episode to finally ramble about our favorite Cillian Murphy and Steve, which we went to see the Q&A and also the screening a couple of days ago.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's true. I watched the movie twice in 2 days because I went to the premiere on day 1 and we went inside and we watched the movie for the first time with the cast of the movie. And then the second time it was a Q&A. So we actually watched the movie first and then we got the Q&A.
Yeah, which it was followed very briefly by a lot of questions, rapid fire, and then they had to run away to another
to the
screening,
Barbican, I think, to do another Q&A.
Yeah, which is the great thing about London, that you can do so many things. We could have literally booked tickets to see it again and speak to them again.
The premiere was at the Curzon Mayfair, which apparently it's closing. That's very sad.
That is very sad, because Curzon is one of our favourite heritage in London.
That one, actually, in particular,
Yeah.
I think it's one of the oldest.
Yeah.
And then we got South Bank, British Film Institute for the Q&A.
Beautiful organisation as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, such a national treasure.
It's a beautiful place as well. I haven't been into it before
It is. The only feedback I have for them is the microphones. Every time I go to listen to a Q&A there, the microphones are so low.
Well, maybe we could give them a feedback. There you go.
I could understand at least.
Yeah.
Like when I went to see Christopher Nolan, I couldn't understand the word. I was like, what is this?
Because you don't have to understand
I literally
you just
watched
have to
the
feel it.
Q&A on the video after to understand what he said.
No, you just have to feel it, whatever Christopher Nolan says.
Yeah.
You don't have to know.
By the way, just a little piece of news. Christopher Nolan has become the president of the directors
Of the
Guild.
world. No, I'm joking.
For real. He's the president of the Directors Guild.
Of course. We have absolutely no doubt. Sir Christopher Nolan now.
It's a very political position, so it's very interesting for him to do that because he is I know he's very involved in politics, but he's never very vocal about it.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how he's going to embrace this new role.
Maybe this is him getting out of his comfort zone, is actually embracing all of his opinions. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
That's good.
Anyway.
Where's our Nala? Where is our star? Is she behind you? I can hear her purring.
She's good, yeah. She's
all
behind me.
good, okay.
She's a bit upset with me because I gave her a tablet to eat.
Okay.
She doesn't like that.
Okay, so
but she's eating, so I like that.
That's good. We do like that. She's a very tiny 18-year-old, but we're happy to have her.
Yeah.
And she's very lovely. Do you wanna?
So very
do you wanna
quickly-
start? Okay, what's happening?
Just 2 things very quickly. I started to see to watch the new season of Only Murders in the Building.
That's good, because I was gonna ask you what were you watching this week. So.
Yeah, here we go. Which is nice so far. Nothing like extraordinary, but it's nice. And also Christoph Waltz is in it, and Renee Zellweger. I was like, what the hell? Wow.
It's a budget only to get Christoph Waltz, honestly.
Oh, wow, yeah, I know.
Legend.
And then the morning show.
I still haven't caught up with it.
The morning show is like chaos now.
Is it? I still.
But
haven't caught up.
I love them all. Like Jennifer Aniston is amazing. Bill Cudrup. Every time I see him, I love the guy, even though his character is not particularly, great.
I know.
Is that someone you would like as a friend? I think. But people have all sorts of friends, so you'd be surprised.
Yes, also lists and friends.
But it was a really good first, I have to say, this one.
That's good.
Really good. And then I watched The Corpse Bride today
Again.
because, it's Halloween. So,
True.
I mean, it's not Halloween, but it's like tomorrow is the start of autumn. Is it today or tomorrow?
What day is it today? 22nd. I think it's tomorrow.
22nd. Okay. So it was
Solstice?
only fair.
Is that the solstice?
Yeah. It was only fair that I would start with The Corpse Bride.
That's good. I had a very prolific week without mentioning Steve, of course, that had me bawling my eyes out, which is, as I said, the star of today's episode. And in the spirit of Halloweeny, I went full mid-September and wanted to watch a bunch of horrors and horror TV show. I do think I'm going to keep a few of them for next week because I genuinely watched way too many. Also because I want to blab about Steve because I have things to say, just so you know. As you know by now, I'm sure you know, everybody knows, I have a bit of an obsession with horror movies, which is a crazy turn of events since I once got scared while I was like 7 years old, while switching the channels, ending on a full big screen face of Jack Sparrow in the first, I think, Pirates of the Caribbean, as a skeleton, which I think it traumatized me for about 3 days and I did not sleep a blink. So,
but then you actually went to see Sweeney Todd.
Absolutely, and when I was like 12 with my mom, yeah.
You couldn't go actually.
Yeah.
For your age, but you went with mom, so I guess
I could have
somehow
gone,
they
yeah.
thought you were older.
We did not eat that night, so it's...
And I didn't go,
yes,
by the way. Just,
that is correct.
But then I watched that movie and I actually loved
it is beautiful. But yes, I did watch two main things, which was Midnight Mass and Weapons. Weapons is a crazy horror movie that just came out that made generally millions and billions at the box office. And Midnight Mass is actually a miniseries that came out on Netflix in 2021, which for some reason made its way up to my, you should watch this at 10 p.m. while your flatmate is out of town and you're alone home. So that wasn't very good. But I watched the first episodes, and in that second I knew that I was going to be there until 3 a.m. It is only one season, and it's by far one of the most interesting TV shows I've seen in a while. And I know I'm right, because this TV show is actually rated 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, which for a miniseries TV show on Netflix is a lot. And
for a horror is a lot.
For a horror TV show, yeah, it's genuinely
How much is that?
87%. Which it came out on 2021, so I was shocked, honestly. It genuinely made his way on my, you want to watch this? And I was like, sure. So I would say, in very brief words, because as I said, I want to yap about Steve, it's the story of an incredibly small fisherman's town at the end of the world and a guy that was involved in a terrible accident. But the truth is, there's so much more, and it kind of shocked me a little bit. And it's supernatural, it's incredibly religious and scarily gothic series that kind of forces you to reflect, even if you're an atheist, on right and wrongs and where the line is. Because there's a lot of things that happen in the TV show and you're like, oh, this is fine. And then the same things happen and you're like, wait, this is not fine. So it kind of makes you think a little bit. And there's a bunch of great actors, and honorable mention to Amish Linklater, that plays the part of the priest, that starts this massive chain of supernatural events. And it's incredibly interesting, honestly. Would 100% suggest it. And if anyone's like the scary, splattery and deep TV show, which I don't think you're going to like because it's a bit splattery, but at the same time it's incredibly interesting. So, I know. I can never actually...
I'm already crying that I have to watch the Bone Temples in January. I think I'll find something else to do,
It's just that you're going to bring a book, and then I'm just going to stay there and tell you when you can actually watch it.
Cillian is, yeah.
Then I've got the second option, which is Weapons, which is an incredible box office, as I said, an incredible eerie story. Favorite thing is the fact that the director decided it was too eerie without any initial voiceover, because the start of the movie was supposed to be without voiceover, when it's just a bunch of kids running, basically, and it was horrifying for people that he screened it to, so he said, you know what, let me just put this out. So he put the voiceover, and it's really good. The movie was good. It was about 7 out of 10, I would say. Nothing too impressive, but I enjoyed it very much. And it gives a bit of black magic as well, that I'm sure a lot of people are interested in these themes, especially for the Halloween months. So yes, this was my prolific week. And I also watched some more stuff, which I will tell you about in another Halloween episode. Because otherwise, my sister and I could not yap about Steve
Yeah, sorry, I was typing something, but we have to make it real. My sister always shouts at me when I like mute the microphone or drink something
No, I
or
don't. I
whatever.
don't shout.
But
I
I'm
make
like,
very
let's make
aggressive
it,
signs.
yeah, let's make it real. Come on, we are here in
So,
our rooms doing
going
this.
on to the main topic of the episode today, my sister said last week, do you want to come and see Cillian Murphy in a Q&A plus an early screening of the movie? And I said, sure, no problem. She said, we're going to see Steve. And I said, sure, the name seems very imposing, very important. He's playing a character. The character's name is Steve, and the name of the movie is Steve. It has to be about him, right? Absolutely wrong. So I proceeded to bawl my eyes out for 45 minutes, hearing the story of a difficult boy through the eyes of Steve, which is his teacher. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the story and the books and how it starts? Because I know you read the book as well.
Yeah, so first of all, I would say kudos to Cillian Murphy, who won an Oscar and then decided to do his first 2 movies after the Oscar, giving the spotlight to first women abused in convents by the Catholic Church, and second, boys that have to deal with the mental health issues and abuse in their past, and they have to be like kind of re-educated
into specific
and
schools
also
that they
the
have
role of
absolutely no founds
teachers.
and no, overworked.
Yes, and also the role of teachers in all of that, and how they are also struggling with mental health, and they're one of the most important resources in our society, underpaid, overworked, and
which is still happening,
so
by the way.
kudos to him. This is a re-collaboration with Max Porter, who is a genius writer. He wrote Griff is the Thing with Feathers. Another movie is coming out actually with Benedict Cumberbatch on this one.
Which already know we're going to be bawling our eyes out with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, well, that's a very, very psychedelic. I don't know how to define it. Yeah, Max Porter has a bit of this writing like that is so unconventional and genius. The book is called Shy because the protagonist of the book is actually the kid, and almost the entirety of the book is in his head. Basically, it's what he's thinking, it's how he's processing things. Processing or not processing things.
Most likely not processing,
yeah. And so it was very hard to make it into a movie, to adapt into a movie. So basically what Max Porter did was to tell Shy's story and this kid's stories through the eyes of Steve, which in the book he has like 4 lines dedicated to him. Steve is one of the teachers in this institution.
He's a headmaster, technically.
Yeah, he's the headmaster. Yeah. He's the headmaster of this institution for these kind of troubled kids. So the book is completely different. Like,
it is written also in a different. It's printed in a different way.
Yeah, it's like but the story is kind of the same. Yeah. Like it ends in the same way, and Actually, I told you need to read it. By the way, that night that I was looking for the book to give it to you, I actually had it in my bag. Okay, I just put it in another pocket. Absolutely. And I didn't find it.
This is where
so when I went home, I was like, "Where is it?"
Backpacks that are bigger than your head. We're going to try and actually do a small review of this movie because honestly, I would talk about this movie forever. It's probably one of my top 10 movies. I did not expect that, but we are trying to do that with absolutely no spoilers, just so you know, because the movie technically will be out on the 3rd of October.
Yes, the 3rd of October on Netflix. It's actually out now in selected cinemas. If you want to have a look. It's not many, but it's some of them. It's a limited release. Like many indie movies. I wouldn't call this indie because it's Netflix. I would, but like,
to be fair, I wouldn't call it...
It has the feeling of an indie movie.
Yeah, I was thinking about it when I was thinking about what I wanted to say about the movie. I think it's kind of gives you an impression of like an indie games.
Yeah.
Transmuted it into a movie, which is incredible because if you think about it, the book is absolutely inadaptable to a movie script.
Yeah. Yes.
But they did it.
So... this movie is basically, as Julie said, without spoiling, this movie is basically the worst day into the life of this headmaster in this institution, on a day where he receives a very
Awful news.
troubling and bad news. So it's like the worst day, he's having there. And with all around the usual things that he goes through every day, which is the lives of these kids that he's trying to improve and he's trying to help.
And it's aggressive emotionally and physically, so it's exhausting, honestly.
Yes. So that's what I would say. Shai is one of the kids. He has a very peculiar relationship with him, like with every other kid. Like it's this love-hate relationship that he's got with these kids. So I don't know, where do you want to start?
I mean,
because that's all I would say on the plot.
Yeah, on the plot, that's it. That's literally it. There's some amazing casting, absolutely insane character building, and an ending that you wouldn't expect. But I would take a moment to actually think about the actual shooting of the movie, because it kind of seems like an emotional roller coaster. So you're matching exactly the teacher, you're matching Shai, and it's an emotional roller coaster that matches perfectly the aerials and the music that they use. It's very aggressive. Both the aerials, like, is something that will almost make you sick. And it kind of speaking of someone that has a lot of, like, not a lot of issues, but a lot of knowledge of mental health, it's exactly how you feel, especially for what he has, which we're not talking about specifically one thing. I think it's a mix of emotions and a mix of issues that he has. I'm talking about Shai, of course. And played by an ungodly, fantastic actor, by the way.
J. Lee Corga.
That performance was crazy. It was crazy.
He's crazy, actually.
It was
My God.
just the depth of his black eyes.
He's also a super sweet guy.
Yeah, he was.
Like when we talked to him, he was super sweet.
Yeah. It's just the depth of his black eyes. It was incredible. But it's the movie is almost mesmerizing. It reminded me. I don't know if it reminded you two of adolescence and the way they shot it, because it kind of gives you the
Even though
into
it's funny
the
that they were
story.
actually shot more or less at the same time, so it's not like they were inspired by each other.
No, but it was generally, it will make you feel like you were inside the scene.
I'm not even sure if they talked about it, because Adolescence is a project by Stephen Graham, and Cillian was doing Steve, and they were working on Peaky, the movie, together. So I wonder if they talked about it.
There has to be something that links them, because honestly, it's kind of the same feeling.
But it's kind of the same, not the same topic, but it is. Yeah, you said
no,
it. No,
it's absolutely not the same topic. It's just
not
the same feeling.
Because it's even based, not based. It's set in two completely different.
Oh yeah.
Eras. Like this movie is in the 90s. Yeah. While Adolescence is now
2025.
There are no phones in Steve.
Exactly.
But which is great, because I think they actually use this to show how transcendent, if you understand what I mean, is this. Like it's not about the phones only.
Yeah.
Like, boys have struggled with mental health because you have to be tough and you have to be strong and you cannot show your emotional range, and that's always been like that. Toxic masculinity has always been a thing. So I like how it's a topic in this movie as well, but it is, as you said, so the way I saw the movie is like it's a structure in two parts, because the first part is exhausting, it's very fast, it's very dynamic, it's very shouted, a lot is
loud.
Happening.
It's very
he's
loud.
Like on cocaine, like he's not, but that's how you feel. Like he's doing stuff all the time. You're like, how is he doing all of these things?
How is he not having a stroke or like blowing up a vessel?
Which is why he records on his little Walkman, his microphone, his thoughts, because he doesn't want to forget them, and then he gives them as briefing to the other teachers so that they do like meetings based on
I should
the
start
thoughts.
doing that probably.
Yeah, about these kids.
It's kind of like his way of coping. It's kind of like his way of mentoring
let it out.
himself. Let it out, yeah.
Yes.
It's just a beautiful way to actually show it.
Yes. While the second part, I would say it's slower because it's more emotional. It is more centered on getting you to care for these kids, even though they are terrible, which is exactly what. Oh my God! I have a blank. What's the name of the actress? Tracy Ullman. Oh my God!
Yeah, I did not remember that.
It's exactly what Tracy Ullman says. She plays one of the teacher. It says when she's interviewed by this, video makers.
Yeah,
and
there's
it's like
a
news
crew. Yeah, there's a crew that basically
this
goes
crew
there.
that is filming a day in the school because these schools are a bit controversial because they are financed by the taxpayers, and so they're doing this segment on the news. She describes these kids, and she's like, it is exhausting, and this and that, and blah blah blah. And then she's like, unofficial version, I adore them, and just fucking adore them. Which is exactly what happens in the second part. You understand that these kids have had abused, and they feel lonely, they feel isolated, they have mental health issues, they struggle to communicate. You really feel for them and for Steve.
You kind of have like a two-part section in which the first bit you feel like they're too much, too loud, too animally, like, you feel like they're almost animals, and then in the second part of the movie you actually start to feel them and see them. You
understand the humanity.
Humans, yeah.
Yes.
And you think that these are kids. We're talking about 17-year-old kids, And I think it's a beautiful way of putting in, like stepping one part on the right and one part of the left.
And a lot of them are dealing with abandonment, and not abandonment in the sense that they've been abandoned, but in like emotional abandonment. Like their family don't care about them because they are trouble and they don't want to deal with them, and so they emotionally abandon them. So it is, I would say, a structure of that kind. Max Porter wrote the script, and you can see he's heavily involved in this.
You can really tell.
He did a lot of rewritings to adapt to the various actors, to the vibe of the kids together, because they've done a lot of workshops to get the vibe going between them. Obviously, most of them were at their first job, but they are all incredible.
Yeah,
this cast is like inhumane, is unbelievable.
There is a
adults and kids, all of them. They're like honestly, I spent the first 20 minutes of the movie actually being like, what a cast.
Yeah.
Like, this is what ensemble cast means.
There's also
like, the definition of ensemble cast.
Sadness, but also at the start, because it's split in two parts. It's very funny at the start.
It's super
like
funny.
Kind of chaotic funny, but it's incredibly funny.
It's super funny, which I like, because obviously it helps you bear some of the heaviness of the topic. The fact that there's some fun,
which I have to say, after all these years that we've gone into like mental health crisis movies and everything that has been brought to our attention, it was a great way to actually have a little bit of depth onto these themes.
Oh yeah,
it's you would never think, and as I said, the ending is you would never think, and it's just it just kind of makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
and how they adapted the whole thing, how they changed the title, how they made it through somebody. There's like kind of like a floating, a floating bay that he has to pick up, like Shai has to pick up on Steve, on his teacher, but like he doesn't want to. And also there's I say floating bay because there's a lot of symbolism in the water as well. There is very much symbolism in the water in the middle of the movie.
There are some scenes which involve water, and it's like if the water is connecting them in a way.
Also, it always helps the fact that the main actor that plays this has the eyes of like a deep ocean, And the funniest thing
is the eyes of a panther.
Literally, no, but it's just like No, I'm talking about Cillian, but it's
I
also
thought Jay. Jay
no,
also. Wow.
exact. It's like the contrast in between the two colors
Yeah.
as well, and there's a lot of shots of the eyes. Like the whole movie starts with a shot of the eye. You know what I mean? And it's just Cillian Murphy's eyes, and you can just imagine it
You can never go
immediately.
wrong with a shot.
That's for sure. But you can
So
always
it's-
imagine immediately that we're seeing this through his eyes. So
Yeah.
it kind of gives you the whole premises for the movie.
But it's not the Oppenheimer way.
No.
That's what I love about this performance. It is completely the opposite.
Yep.
Like in Oppenheimer, in small things like this, he's very internal. He says very few words. Well, not in Oppenheimer, he says a lot of words, but in small
even
things
in
like this, he
Peak,
says
he's
like
like-
6 words in the whole movie.
It's very
like-
short.
Is in this one, he is explosive.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
open.
relentless. Is completely easy. He's like on cocaine.
He's like
in
an
a way.
easygoing, one of those people that you would absolutely want in your life, in your school.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why the boys actually feel like so comfortable.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same time, he's trying to put up a wall, and he's like, "I am your headmaster." You know what I mean? It's
Yes,
it's
and
very good.
this is also directed again, like small things like this, by the Belgian director Tim Milans. Honestly, I
Well,
don't know.
I'm
The
sure.
pronunciation is so bad. Milans, let's say.
We apologize.
Yes, the thing is, I keep hearing it in different ways, so I really don't know how.
It's like Jake Gyllenhaal, which is in
Yeah.
reality is Gyllenhaal. So
Yeah. Anyway, he's. I really like him. You know? No, it's the second movie that I watch, plus Peaky, because he's done Peaky as well. Some episodes.
A little bit of the rest of the characters as well. It's Shola, which is an incredible actress.
Wait a second. Let me finish on this. Just, I wanted to say about the direction.
Oh, right.
That, because we were talking about first part, second part. The first part is a lot more linear, if you noticed. While the second part is a lot more psychedelic, which
That's what I'm saying. The aerials and the music is like
yeah, which really fits with the fact that it's emotional and there's a lot happening in their minds, and even the direction changes.
you are exhausted with the movie.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. In the first part, you're gently placed in this kind of figures, in this kind of place in the school, and then it starts getting louder and louder and louder, and then it absolutely ends in like psychedelics, aerials, and like music, and like the music that Shai listens
the
to is
water that connects them, all
so
of that
much.
stuff. It's like in the first part there is none of that. Like it's very linear. It's like
It's also the
kind of
fact
chronicles in a way. It's shot like a documentary, the
Yeah.
first part, in
it's
a
also
way.
the fact that it's like 24 hours, so it starts to bright to dark.
Yeah, yeah.
So it
So the
kind
first
of
part
gives
feels
you
like a documentary. The second part is a lot different.
deeper,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was saying that Shola is one of the teacher, and she is actually Little Sims, which is a wonderful British rapper that starred in an insanely good TV show, which is full British, and is Top Boy, which you haven't seen, unfortunately, but it's one of the Emmy nominees like last year, I think. It's an incredible TV show. And she's also the creator of the fantastic song for Venom. So she's the one that sings it. And
The song, so she composed an original song for the movie,
Yes,
which
of
is
course, 'cause-
called, I think, let me look for it. Don't Leave Too Soon.
yeah, it's the one that you
heard-
sent me, Don't Leave Too Soon.
Yeah, I've heard that song quite a while, like recently, quite a few times. I really like it.
Yeah.
Wow, it
She's
really
really good.
captures the.
She's really good, but also she has done one of her most famous one is called Woman. Incredible lyrics. She's such a powerful woman as well herself, and has incredible lyrics. You should definitely listen
Yeah.
to her music.
The music is great though.
Yeah.
Like the music in the movie is really great.
Like the actual
The
soundtrack is great, yeah.
like the instrumental music, the non-instrumental music. There are some, and it's also used in a very specific way to transmit to you what they feel. So in some parts there is heavy metal music because that's how they're feeling.
While you're going up and
some
down
parts
and throwing
is like
up,
a piano
almost.
at some point. Some parts is rap. It's very like it's a mean to express how they're feeling, which is what music is really, if you think about it.
Yeah, she also speaks about Steve in a very funny way, because she sees Steve as a proper. She says he's proper, and then you start to believe that he's nothing but proper, like he's nothing else. Is everything else but proper. So it's just like the funniest thing.
But that's how he looks.
Yeah.
He looks like he's proper, like he's got everything under control.
He does the part, and then internally is like a mix of emotion, which I'm assuming is not underlined in the book, but I'm sure the emotion that he has matches Shy's. So it's very interesting. Yeah. We clearly like this movie so much.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, I just want to watch it.
You know, going back to the direction, and to the cast and everything, they were saying during the Q&A that they all felt quite shielded during their workshops and during like free to try stuff, because Tim is not a director that gives you like very limited time to do something. He wants you to find your way, so everyone felt quite safe on set to try things, with each other, which is, and also they shot in chronological order, which is not something that happens very often, which gives you really the opportunity to follow more the arch
of the story, of the whole story.
The story,
I think it helps with your emotion in check as well, because if you start, I don't think a movie like that should have been shot with the heavy part first, because then you would have had totally wrong emotions to actually shoot the first part.
But also the other thing is you have kids at their first employment. Like you cannot, how do you create like a
safe
vibe and a safe environment for them to express if you're not shooting chronologically, like that they are building those relationships slowly, in a way.
As I keep repeating every time that a movie catches my eyes, God knows that this movie will catch your eyes, your emotions, and God knows how much we need those, because it's really one of those movies that makes you reflect. And honestly, just speaking about it is making me want to rewatch it. And as I said, it's easily got into my top 10. I was bawling my eyes out for like 45 minutes. My sister came to my row, because we were in separate rows, and she looks at me and she thumbs up, and I just turned around and I said, in full tears, I said, I will kill you.
Yeah.
I genuinely was sobbing.
What's your favorite scene or moment of the movie?
Without spoiling, I think it's one of the first scenes in the movie that there is a very playful bit in between Shy and Steve, and which he's trying to run away and Shy jumps on the car.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
And I think that would have been a horrible emotional moment if it wasn't for everything else. And then you will realize, without spoiling, but I think you can kind of see Steve being really stern and then starting to laugh with him. So it kind of like melts away the fact that he's like the headmaster, and Shy was like, smoking, and he gets caught by the headmaster, but it's like he doesn't really care, because the headmaster, Steve, he knows that there's worse thing that this kid could be doing. And it's just the most heartfelt, warming like scene, and I really loved it.
Mine is obviously the end, but I mean, the end is, I love it.
I would say so too, but I can't describe it yet without spoiling it.
Let's not describe it.
There's a certain symbolism in the scene.
But the scene, so the moment that I liked the most was Steve getting, I don't know, like exploding at the meeting with the, I don't know if it's the owners of the representative of the owners of the building where the school is. Do you understand which scene?
Yeah, no,
where
absolutely.
They basically the scene where they give him the bad news.
I absolutely do, and it's just like, it's funny because I was reading a book yesterday and I just finished it, and it's exactly the same thing. because at some point this book will just say, you know, excuse my language, but it would just turn around to one of the protagonists who would say, go fuck yourself. And you're just there and you're like, God, finally he's doing something emotionally.
He's kind of like that.
Yeah,
it's
so
like this guy is talking, he's
yeah.
bullshitting and talking politics, and he's like, shut up.
And you can definitely tell that this guy doesn't give nothing about the school, about the kids, about anything else.
And
so
his performance, my little
very explosive,
Jesus.
but at the same time, it's like exhausting.
Yeah,
like you actually feel exhausted after he said that. So that's why I said, like, you know, the book that I was reading. It's just exactly the same
anyway,
thing.
it's getting really great reviews. Like really great reviews. The Guardian said if there is a movie you must see this September, it's Steve. And Peter Bradshaw was like, just for the performance of Cillian.
And
there's a lot of awards energy around his performance at the moment.
I mean, it's a complex story. It's a misunderstood guy, and it's just the fact that through this cinematics, he just goes. You go through this 90 minutes because the movie is like 90 minutes. It's nothing
it's not
more.
That long.
And you go to 24 hours of a day like he's floating, like he doesn't exist or he doesn't belong anywhere. And you're just seeing that and reminding yourself that through the eyes of his teacher.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, like, you kind of become accustomed to what he's doing, and he kind of become like a beacon for yourself. Like, Steve is the person that is actually trying to get you as an audience out of this and shy.
Also, I really feel like it is a tribute to teachers. Like Cillian said it a few times that his parents were both teachers. His grandfather was a headmaster, and his aunts and uncles are all teachers. So he got double education, and I mean,
we
you
can tell.
See that. But it is quite a tribute to teachers.
I think it's good to actually grab
how
an actor
difficult it is to do that job, but to emotionally be so involved with kids you really are not yours, and then you go home and you have families. You have to also raise your kids, and because, for example, Cillian was saying that his parents had, you know, these 28 kids to school, and then they went home and they had 4 of them. You know, the job never finishes. So and you know, the fact that also these people, while they're doing the most important job in this society, which is to educate the new generation of citizens of this world, they have their own issues, mental issues. They're underpaid, they're overworked. They have to deal with kids, especially nowadays with the phone addiction and all of that shit and the social media. And the parents that are not parents anymore, in some cases, they're like, I don't know what they are, but like they're not present. They don't know how to deal with certain issues.
Some of them are kids themselves.
Yeah. So these people have a very hard job, you know. So we should do like they did in the Q&A, actually. Say one teacher that has had a massive impact on your life, positive, obviously.
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, God. I still talk to 2 of my teacher, which is an Italian teacher and English teacher. So my Italian teacher was actually someone that was so deep into my own life that she kind of got me through the whole last couple of years of high school, which, you know, they were very hard. I won't say anything else because there's no need to. But at the same time, the English teacher is the person that actually did my reference for university, because she fully believed in my potential and she fully believed on what I could do. So these kind of people were kind of people
that... Names?
Well, do you want to... They're Italian names?
It doesn't matter.
Well, a shout out to my Drici, which is my English teacher, and Pasquina, which is my Italian teacher.
Yeah, so
they've been there forever, and I'm very grateful for them.
I have Stefania Salvati, who was my English teacher, and she was super, she still is, I guess, politically involved, and she was she still is. Obviously, I mean, I haven't talked to her in a long time, um, but I sometimes see what she does, and she's a superwoman. She's such a strong woman, a rebel. She taught me a lot more than English, to express myself, to never be apologetic about being a woman or being opinionated. Have critics, and then also Graziella Orecchia, my German teacher, which
we both have them, by the way. We both
funny
knew them
as hell. Yeah. And she honestly, instead of fustigating me because I didn't like German, she cut me a slack sometimes.
She knew
and
that
that's
it was
important too. She was like, I understand it's not for you, but you have a good mind. You are a good kid. Like, I don't wanna, like, the fact that you are not great at German doesn't mean you're gonna fail in life. That's also important sometimes, to have those kind of people that lift you up with the humor, and help you out on the way.
Yeah,
but anyway,
my philosophy teacher as well, she was insanely good, and she's another one that actually made the bunch, because
there are some good teachers in the world.
I think I got these three, but specifically my Italian teacher, I have a postcard there, and she wrote it about 8 years ago, and has been coming with me into different countries, because
nice.
I really, really do love her, and it's still there, right there in my room. So
that's super nice. Anyway, should we end on the awards buzz?
Yes, absolutely. I'm hoping there's a lot of buzz about this movie.
There is right now. Even though the memory of it's September, the memory of the Academy and other awards is very short. So if it was November, maybe. Also, I don't know how much Netflix wants to invest in campaigning for this. They've done quite a bit now, to be honest. But if the question is, should he get nominated? Cillian should absolutely get nominated. He's out of this world. That man is a master of his craft. I cannot believe... Yeah. Every time I see him in a movie, he's better than the one before.
And he's never the same person. He's never the same character. It's always different.
And I didn't think it was possible after Oppenheimer that he would be better.
But after doing the same character for 5 years, you would think that he's stuck in one character, but he never is. It's like Christian Bale.
No, it's just incredible. Like I remember he said to Christopher Nolan, I think I have a few more shots. He does.
He really does.
Have a few more shots. Thanks God so we can experience them, But this one, wow.
I think that the kid that actually played Shy, pardon me on his name.
Yeah, Jay.
Jay, I think he's going to have a long, long career.
He's great, yeah.
He's insanely good.
Also, Tracy Ullman, I loved her.
And Lil Sims. I always love to see her.
Yeah. I think this is a must-see. It's coming out on Netflix on October 3rd.
That is true.
I will watch it for the third time because I want to show it to my husband, who is very attentive of the topic of toxic masculinity and mental health for boys and so on. We want to be parents also one day, so that's something that obviously interests us. So yeah, next week we will talk about the Emmy Awards winners. Yeah. We should have talked about it today, but then we decided to go with this because
we wanted Federica's input, and she wasn't in it today because, as I said, she left her to her own devices.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I'm really glad.
This was great, actually.
I'm really glad to have yapped about Steve, and I'll probably tag the author and the director in our post just because I wish them to know how much we appreciated this movie. Because it was genuinely it became one of my top 10, and I'm so happy to be showing it to everybody else, and I'm so happy that it's actually coming out. So,
yes, and thank you everyone actually for following us, because we had quite an increase in our
in our
followers this week, because I've done some videos in the premiere and Q&A
Yeah, you
that
went to the
were
premiere as well.
quite appreciated.
But yeah, we also
So-
post some video breakdown, and don't miss our videos. And you can follow us on Instagram for behind the scenes, and you can also follow us on YouTube. So thank you very much. See ya. Bye.